All right, so this is page 22. We're going to talk about function transformations. So these are general functions. If you have a negative out in front of your entire function, that means it will have an x-axis reflection. If you have a negative in the parentheses in front of the x, that will be a y-axis reflection. If you have a function and then a number plus or minus a number on the end out of the parentheses just kind of on its own, that will move it up or down C units. C would be the number that you're adding or subtracting. If you have a number plus or minus the x in the parentheses, that will move it left or right C units. And then last, if you have a constant multiplied by the function, that will stretch or compress the function. So I'm going to do a couple of examples here, or one example, I guess, of each, just to have kind of a visual. So I'm going to start with a parabola every time, because that's kind of the most basic for me to work with. And so I'm going to draw just y equals x squared every time, and then I'm going to talk about what the transformation does to the graph. Thank you. All right. One last one. And then I'm going to get a different color to do all of my transformations. All right, so I'm going to work in pink for my transformations. So a x-axis reflection would reflect it down here. That would be y equals negative x squared. A y-axis reflection, that would be y equals negative x squared. The negative x in the parentheses squared is going to change it right back to this. So there's actually going to be no change with a y-axis reflection because it just reflects on itself. Bad example there. Here I would move it up or down C units, so maybe I'd move it like up 2 units. That would be y equals x squared plus 2. Left or right, I can move it to the left by adding or subtracting a number in the parentheses. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, x plus 4 squared. And then stretch or compress, that's going to make it get skinnier or wider. So a stretch would be something like here. This would be y equals 3x squared. If you have a number that gets larger than 1, you're going to have it look taller or skinnier. And what that does is instead of over 1, up 1 like it should be, it triples your vertical height. So over 1, up 3. Those are the main transformations we will work with this year.